Yes, sir. Mr. Mitch.
How's it going, man?
Hey, sorry about that. So I got the numbers. They're not really on pace to hit the EFI or D cards, but they're at 17 each for the 1741s. What's that?
I said yes.
Yeah, and then 17 D cards, 17 EFIs, but they did hit their brake fluids, which I already knew they were going to hit that. So, but those are pulls from the op codes. So
That's
I'm
awesome,
glad
man.
I'm glad we did a test month, and that was this month, and I had low qualifying numbers.
Yeah.
So I think after this training next month, they could hit their target.
Hey, that's what it's all about, babe.
That's right, brother. How's Colorado?
Oh man, we're rocking and rolling, dude. I'm back on the road, so this week is I'm working from home base, but I'll be back on the road again next week. So, but yeah, I'll enjoy it this week for sure. I got a box in the mail that I don't know how to open. That's
Let
weird.
me see. Hold it up.
Yeah, it's a little streaming camera, but I don't know how to
I
get
bet
into
you
it.
there's a clear tape, I bet.
I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, I'm gonna start live. This is being recorded on YouTube or whatever, but I'm gonna start live streaming my sessions using this little camera.
Using that, man. You're gonna be live on Twitch as well?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but we'll see. Oh yeah, so sleek and pretty. Neato burrito.
And I can
Anyway,
just
that's
this
what
up
I'm.
on YouTube right now.
Yeah, this is
What's
live
up?
on YouTube right now. If you
What's it under?
YouTube me, Mitch Hart, Hardt, or Mock Central, you'll probably find it either way. I have a little channel on there. So yeah, I have a new device. I got it last week while I was gone. So anyway, that'll be at lunch. I'm gonna stream me eating lunch. It's gonna be fairly exciting.
I'm gonna try to get them some Jersey mics for lunch today. I already brought them donuts and all that. Of course, they're all gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
they
cool.
didn't get me one. Dang it.
So what do you think they want to know? I mean, I'm gonna ask them, but what do you think they want to
I mean,
know?
I think 3 of them are veterans. They've been doing it
Yeah.
for a long time. But
Cool.
if I were you, I'd just get the feel of the room.
All right. Cool. I'm gonna put this on the charger. So how's your business in general been?
I think it's picking up versus what the last salesman was doing.
Yeah.
14-hour days, trying to get all the menus built, counter mats, contests, revenue assessments. Cool. It's been a headache, but it's worth it in the long run.
I wonder what old Quadrondo's doing now, man.
I don't know.
I got yeah. He was something else.
Hey, don't forget, we're live on YouTube.
I like Quadrondo. He was something else.
I heard he was a really good guy. I didn't know him. I would have loved to meet him, but
yeah.
I think Nikki and Mitch still talk to him.
That's cool. How's your prospecting coming along?
Prospecting as what? Cold calling?
Yeah, or I mean, they don't have to be cold calls. I mean, there's a lot of ways to prospect.
Autobahn Volkswagen, they use Winds brake fluid and they use the fuel injector cleaner. And that's the only 2 services that they use from Winds. Other than that, they're not offering anything. So I talked to, what's that?
They haven't forever. Autobahn is that way.
So I talked to Richard, the service manager there, and I put the numbers in front of him for my revenue assessment. And he was like, so you're telling me that other Volkswagens are offering induction injector services? I'm like, yes, sir, because I called to make sure. So he's going to call around, and I think if he calls around and finds out that they are offering that service, I think I will get that business.
Yeah.
And Autobahn Volvo, I did the demo on the EDR3 and the MP fuel kit, and we got it in there. That should be kicked off May 1st.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. And it's still cheap for the customer. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I'm trying.
That's real good. Neat. So what's been your biggest challenge so far?
We'll talk about that off air.
He said, hey, not gonna capture that on YouTube, babe. That's good stuff.
No, I really haven't had any that many headaches. Only the pollen gives me a headache out here.
Yeah. Hey, it's AC service time, which is going to be one of the things that we'll likely speak of here in a few minutes.
Right on. Actually, for Honda Weatherford, I don't know if you saw like the menu I put on Slack, but I'm also going to get them like an AC service little flyer that they put on their desk.
That's cool. Have you seen the one that Nick Sly did in Arkansas?
No, I mean, I did one in California. So I'm just going to ask Brian Slauson to send me that one. And then we just put the price where
Oh,
they
I,
want it.
I have a feeling it's very similar.
Yeah,
Because that's where
probably.
I think that's where Nick got his actually. But that's cool. So how is production at Gunn Nissan? Is it fairly stable across the board? Is everybody do a little bit, or do you have a big lead dog? Like how are individual sales?
If you want, I can go over the numbers. I have every single advisor right here written down.
Yeah, what you got?
Okay, James, he's sold 11 brake fluid, 7 injectors, 6 decarbs. So I think he's the top dog. He is the top dog.
I
Anthony
like
Hoover,
seeing a nice basic or a nice baseline there selling everything. That's cool.
yeah. Anthony Hoover, he's done 9 brake fluid, 1 injector, and 2 decarb.
Okay.
Joey, he's done 8 brake fluid, 4 injector, and 4 decarb.
Okay.
And Nick has done 9 brake fluid, 3 injector, and 5 decarb.
Why not coolant? Why isn't that being tracked?
Well, this is what I'm basing my contest off of, these 3 numbers.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
So they've done coolant. We're just not tracking it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I try to get Pro Systems in here. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, I am.
Why? Why do you say it like that?
Pro Systems, depending on the system, is very good or not so good.
CDK, dealer track, besides rental. Those are my two.
all of that stuff. At a couple of my stores in Austin that use it, it works perfectly. At their sister store, it doesn't work at all.
Really?
Not a bit. Says that they've sold 2 services since December. They've sold about 480. So they asked for op codes, and I was like, okay. So I gave them like 40 of them, and I was like, all 40 of these have it. I'm not sure what's going on. Me either.
So do you pull it by op code? Do you use the op
It's part number.
Okay,
Well,
part number.
I mean, yeah, it's by part number, but I gave them the op code. I gave them the op code, the part number, RO. Like, I don't know what their problem. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not their system administrator. I'm not sure what the confusion is, but I do know that it's either accurate or it ain't. So at 2 of the stores, it's been a great tool. At the other one, it is not.
Yeah.
Most of the things that I preach with revenue reports and things like that are based on shelf count. But then if you're going to break it down by advisor, you have to ask for a report. So that's why Pro Systems is really cool when it works. I have it at my large group here in Colorado, and we track success there. But yeah, I don't know. So CDK, it works just fine in Colorado, but I don't know. And Covert's on CDK, so I don't know. Don't know. It's not CDK's fault. So I promise it. I feel like in computer terminology, it's just one button. I just don't know the button. It's bound to be just one button, dude. Like,
if it was that easy,
we can't click the button. It's not a button.
So I got a question for you.
Yes.
Does Parts use our part number, or do they use like an old BG one or something?
In the instance where it isn't working, is like at the Covert store? Yeah. No, it's ours. 6012. I mean, it's real basic. And their opcode is MOCBF. You know, they do packages, which I kind of thought maybe that was throwing them off, but I don't know, man. So, well, like I said, it works at the other 2 stores, and they all use the same system. So that's why it's so baffling. I'm just like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I just know that they've sold more than 8.
Okay. So are you an account manager?
Oh no.
Oh no.
I've never been an account manager. I'm the managed.
I'm the.
So yeah, I when I started with Mock, I was the second guy they hired. It wasn't even Mock Central then. We bought a distributorship in Louisiana called E@C, and they kind of hired me to run the company. Me and this other guy.
Okay.
So we had at the time independent contractors working for us along with a few employees. And then as we began to expand, um, we picked up Arkansas, which was fun addition, Southeast Texas. And then a different company with the Kensel family got a distributorship in Central Texas. Then after about 2 years, we merged companies.
Okay.
But yeah, I was never on the truck per se. I rode with Keith Winkler for about 7 months, where I would just drive where he was and he would just pick me up at, McDonald's or Walmart or somewhere easy to get to. And I would ride around with him and just kind of learn the route side of the business. I learned more on the distribution side first. So procuring products, how to ship everything, without spending a great deal of money or wasting a lot of money, expense structures, pay plans, that type of stuff first. And then honestly, I went out into the field. I've retold the story 1,000 times. I went out to the field and I asked the 3 advisors one question. And it was pretty basic, I thought. How do you sell a brake fluid exchange? A middle-aged lady, she was very informative. And I was like, that's a nice speech. And then a young man, and he said something totally different than the lady, which got me a little nervous, but I was like, whatever. It was just really passing the time. I was with a rep. And then I asked an older man, a former military guy, like a Marine dude, real in shape, like 60 something years old, but could, do 1,000 push-ups kind of guy. And he said he didn't sell it at all. So I didn't argue or debate with anybody. I was just passing the time. But when I got into the van with the guy, I asked him, I was like, so what's the deal, dude? Like, you don't teach those folks how to sell stuff? Is that not what you do? And he said, no, we used to have a guy, he'd come around, whatever. So then when I went to Houston for about a week, I probably asked 25 service advisors and no BS. I probably got 10 different answers.
Wow.
Most of them dealing with how chemicals work. And it was terrible. So I was like, well, that sucks. So that weekend, I wrote a speech that my 5th grade daughter at the time and I worked on. And I got 1 page of material, it was 3 paragraphs. And I went to the crappiest store that we had in my hometown and said, do you mind if I teach this speech to your people? I'm not sure if it'll help or not, but it helps my daughter understand what I do. So maybe it'll help your customers. And the week before, or it was in February, I talked to them on the last day of February, and they had sold 8 services that month. The next month, they sold 80. The next month, they sold 125. And I said, I think there might be something to this 5th grade speech. So I have tweaked it.
Does that make your daughter a future account manager? Or?
I would. My kids are too spoiled and lazy to be account managers. But yeah, so I think I have it. I always kind of have planned that I'll go over my speech. I mean, like, it's our first time, so I didn't know, what we were doing. I have a first class. I have both packets pulled up based on what they say, but yeah, because not everybody is about selling. So sometimes it's just information. So we'll see what they want to do. But yeah, so yeah, I used to run the warehouses for Houston, Beaumont, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Arkansas. And I was kind of the general manager of all those territories. I guess like a Ed Love over all of those states type of job.
Like a general sales manager?
Yeah. But just, I don't know. And it's always been kind of a hybrid thing for me. And then it's probably been now like 9 years. I wrote this. Well, okay, so my daughter was in 5th grade and she's graduating from college. So 10 years, 10 and a half since we did that. And I kind of went full-time trainer about 8 years ago.
Okay.
So I just travel around and talk to people about their processes. What's interesting from me is the metamorphosis from a mock trainer to much more of a consultant. I would say that 70-30, 70% of my time I spend on non-mock and 30% on mock in a week of work. Maybe more than that on other stuff. So just more business stuff now than anything.
Right on.
So anyway, it's certainly a different approach than most chemical trainers.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's much more, and I would want to say it's service drive process, but it's just a little variant of that. What I try to do is just learn the processes of a dealer group, and then I just train to that. I just take their stuff and use it. So there are times where I've been asked multiple times, so when'd you start working here? And I'd be like, I don't work here. People are like, what do you do? Oh, I work for a chemical company. And they're like, you're not the Hunter alignment guy? No. But I do like the machines. I do like that. I like those
You're
machines.
not the Hunter alignment guy?
And I'm asked a lot. Like I do a lot with video multi-point inspections now. It's become a really big deal. It will only increase in importance as each year passes. So I do a great deal with text to drive and a little bit with true video. Do you know what kind of multi-point inspections this group uses?
No, I don't. I don't know if it's 21, 34.
Turn up my microphone. Do I need to turn up my microphone?
No, you cut in and out right there though.
Yeah, I was messing with the volume. So I just wanted to make sure you could hear me all right. So like what videos do they, or what multi-point inspection process does that is used at Gunn right now?
I have no idea.
Well, that's no good. And then you said you were working on menus. Do they pre-sell then?
I believe they can sell on the drive. Yeah.
Okay. Well, as I get to know people at the beginning, I ask those questions a lot. Because if someone pre-sells, it's much easier to add additives to their repertoire. And I noticed that Gunn Nissan does not do that. So I'll likely and again, I mean, it's not always this way, but when they don't do it, okay, if they pre-sell and they don't do additives, it's pretty easy add because you should offer the customers coverage. If they don't pre-sell, I normally don't speak about additives much at all. If they're selling after a multi-point inspection, then I tend to focus on items that have labor attached. So anyway. And then your revenue reports that you create, do you have templates? Do you need any of that?
You could shoot anything over, the more the merrier.
Okay.
I mean, I have like an old mock one, but what I would do, I would normally just try to get processed into the dealership. So like probably all my accounts in San Diego probably had Pro Systems.
Yeah. Okay. So like, okay, with Pro Systems, how do you know if somebody's stealing from you?
How do I know if somebody's stealing from me? In which way? Like incentives?
No, sir. If Pro Systems says that you sold 100 brake fluids, how do you know it's accurate?
Because I have a route card and I would check it. And every week that I go in, it would tell me how many.
Yeah. So if we're going in every week and we're doing it anyway, that's why I use that as my revenue, so I didn't have to pay $75, per store for revenue reports.
Okay.
That's how all of that started.
Yeah.
It's like in California, I'm not certain, but you probably don't pay anything for it.
Nothing.
Here,
Nothing at all.
yeah, we have to pay $75 for it. So that's
Is it really
kind of the pain in
$75
the ass.
a store?
Yeah. And that's like our deal price. So anyway, there's a lady. Anyway, she's
Kathy, is it Kathy Green?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's the lady.
Sweet lady, man. She's helped me out so much.
Well, then maybe
And-
you should get my covert store on Pro Systems then, because Kathy doesn't do shit for me, and this is live on YouTube. Kathy,
I got her on
you
speed dial.
you leave me hanging, Kathy. I am just your little woman. So anyway,
Well, so I had a store. It was a Honda El Cajon, and a service director came in. His name was Wayne Farron, and I showed him Pro Systems, and then he just became a Pro Systems fanatic. And
Good.
I ended up calling
like
Kathy Green, and we got him all admin access and everything.
no,
So
look, here's the deal. When it works, it gets you it's a great tool to see what they're selling. I think a lot of people get dependent on it and they don't do shelf counts, and that's a negative. But no, I like it. It's just I don't like not knowing how it works as well, because like I have a concern and I can't fix it. And this tends to be the case. If I can't fix my own concern, it tends not to get fixed. It's just, that's the nature of being me. I don't know why. I tell people all the time, ain't nobody helps me. I am a man in the ocean in a kayak, fool. Ain't nobody in that kayak but me. But yeah, I love all reporting, honestly. If we can get a store, I mean, hell, you already did something at your store that I talk about that I won't need to today. Goal setting. Man, I'm huge on goals. If you can get a store setting goals, if you can get anyone setting goals and saying, I want to get better, and this is, just my desire. They don't even have to have a plan. I'll help them with that. So goal setting's big, and like tracking those with Pro Systems is important. Hey, I hear something. I'm gonna be right back.
Okay.
Do you know when we're gonna get started?
I'm gonna go down and see what
I'm
happens.
okay. Yeah. Do you think? I'll see you in a second.
Right. Of course, so it always is. So he just popped up off screen real quick. Preferably, if you want, we can sit up here. All right. Yeah, but he's just gonna get a feel for you. How long have you been an advisor?
I was an advisor at Chevy in Louisville.
Okay.
Was
Was it the 5-star?
Chevy Hobbies?
Oh, fine. Okay.
On Chevy in Louisville, I was there. I've been an advisor for probably about a year and a half now.
Okay. How do you like it so far?
It's great.
Yeah.
It's a lot better. I came from the parts department, so
Oh, yeah, dude.
So-
So instead of dealing with technicians, you deal with customers.
yeah.
So, well.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, there he is. Mitch, this is Nick.
Nick, how's it going, man? How are you doing? So where are you on the contest leaderboard right now, Nick?
Oof, I don't even know.
I can tell you right now, Nick, oof. He's tied with second place against Anthony for brake fluid. He is third in injector, and
Awesome.
he is second in e-car.
Balance, baby. That's what it's all about. A nice balance.
I'm gonna try.
So
to
Nick, how long you been doing this?
Being an advisor about a year and a half.
Cool, man. What'd you do before this?
Parts department.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm gonna take notes. I'm gonna take notes in my phone. What do you know about mock, and what do you want to know? And I'll take a note or two.
Nothing really out of ordinary. What sets you aside from Bartle?
Oh, cool. I can do that. So what makes mock good? Okay. I actually I've reached out to Bardol before about a distributorship and those possibilities a long time ago. I like Bardol. Bardol's good people. I like them. But yeah, I'll share with you on that. That's cool. That's a good note. So what are you good at being a service advisor?
Really, me personally, I feel like my customer service is pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't really push for the sale. If the customer wants to do it, they're going to do it, whether I sell it to them or not.
Okay.
It's just it's if the customer has because the way that I feel like customers look at dealership service is that if they're coming in, they're always in the back of their minds like, oh, they're going to try to upsell me on something. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to get sold a car. I just want to come and get my oil change done because that's the only service that I ever need. And that's really the stigma that dealership services get. And
I feel you there.
I'm just trying to make sure that stigma is not around anymore. That's why I'm not trying to upsell. I'm not trying to say, hey, you need this, this, this. I'm not trying to sell you 10 things all at once. I'm trying to get you in one at a time for 10 different things.
Cool. Well, sweet. Well, I will share with you a couple of strategies of mine and a theory that, I don't know, maybe just a little bit different of a mindset about how, I don't know, I think a couple of things in the world that have happened in the past year have kind of put a few things in perspective for me. And what I'm hoping to do is introduce a few items to you to see if you think your customers might like them. So we'll see. I like it though. But cool, man. And we have a bearded gentleman who's our bearded.
This is Jason.
How's it going, Jason? How's it going, man? How you been? Is Jason an advisor or is he
No, he is the service director.
How's it going, sir?
Hey, how's it going?
Every day is a great day to be Mitch. But Nick, thanks for hanging out and spending some time with me. I greatly appreciate it. I know how busy you guys get, so thanks a bunch.
Press. Mitch, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very clearly.
Okay. Can you turn up your microphone? Because I could barely hear you. I know Nick can, but it seemed
here.
it was perfect earlier, and then it just died when you left.
How about now without my headphones?
That sounds good.
Yeah, we'll just do it. I think I let my battery get low because I didn't charge them this weekend. So cool. So Nick, what do you do for fun, man?
Cards.
Cars or cards?
Both.
Oh, okay, cool. Not a lot of people play cards anymore. I was like, sweet. I love playing cards. I cheat a lot.
I don't play cards. I buy and trade and sell cards. Like.
Oh, okay, cool. Sweet. So how about you, Anthony? What do you do for fun?
Work.
Good. I like that.
No, I went fishing this week and I caught the world's smallest catfish.
That's good, dude. At least you got the record. I like records. Records are fun.
Yeah, but other than that, no, cars in general.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm certainly not a car guy. My dad is a 70-something-year-old technician, and he's a car guy. He used to race and do all that stuff, and I didn't do much of that, so I'm still not a car guy. Well, Anthony, are we waiting on somebody else, or is it me, you, and Nick?
I think it's just going to be us for right now.
Well, let's just get started. And if somebody wants to join, they can join. Okay, do you guys have the ability to see my screen at all?
Yeah.
Like how, if I share my screen, can you see it? Or is it not set up for that?
I don't know. You're on a screen. Just share your screen and see what happens.
Okay, cool.
I gotta cut one graph.
Uh-oh. All right, well,
2 seconds. I'll be right back. 2
all right.
seconds.
I'll get my screen ready for you, man. Thanks again for hanging out.
I'm gonna screw with the volume real quick on my side.
Okay.
It's a weird how they have this set up. Press and hold, press and move.
Press and hold, press and seal.
Oh shoot, I did something.
Uh-oh. No good?
Did something bad.
Uh-oh, what happened? So can you,
All right.
You see me? What's the deal?
Yeah, I can see your screen, but I can see you in the corner over here.
Yeah, you don't need to see me if you see the screen. So can you read it? Like where's
Oh,
a good
playbook,
size?
one vendor, one message, one goal.
Awesome. All right. We're gonna start here then. When
All
our man
I
Nick
wasn't
gets
expecting
back.
him to bounce out, but
Yeah,
it happens. He's got a customer.
no worries, man. Too cool. Well, thanks for
Yeah,
getting
so-
everything set up, man.
Yeah, get it all set up. But before I joined Mott, I used to be an automotive machinist.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, so I love cars, man. I'm a gearhead.
that's good. I don't know the first thing about cars.
You're like, yep, that's an
Uh,
engine.
Yeah, I have a different approach that you guys will see here in a second.
Right on, right on.
I do this entire gig, and I would do so if I was Nick or a service advisor. Yeah, I would say that my style is unorthodox.
Yeah, unorthodox.
Yes, I am not the. I don't do things like everyone else does.
All right, well, I can't wait to see it.
Well, I guess we'll see.
I remember I told you I was on the Mock Products website, and then
Yep.
I ended the video, and then it came up with you, and I watched your training. I'm like, man, this guy's pretty killer.
Yeah, it's and again, hopefully I can get Nick to see something here in a second. We'll see.
All right.
I tend to I absolutely disagree with the mindset that he gave. But instead of saying that, I want to share with him a different philosophy. So we'll see. So fishing, you go out on a boat, or do you fish from the bank? How do you roll?
We fish from the bank.
Cool. That's
Yeah,
neat.
but-
I don't like touching fish because they're kind of slimy. I do like eating fish though. I like
Yeah.
that. So we
No,
can
I
share
got-
in that.
I got a couple of hobbies. You know, I'm a computer gamer. You know, I built my custom PC. I love
Yeah.
cars. Yeah, I love doing
Cool.
everything. Man.
Awesome,
So-
man. I do biking, hiking, golf simulator.
A
Fantasy
golf
sports.
simulator.
Yeah, I play golf inside. I don't like playing outside, but I do like
Yeah.
playing inside. Yeah,
I
I don't have
did that.
patience for a 5-hour golf game. It gets
Oh,
on my
yeah.
nerves.
The first time I went golfing, I broke a window. Cost me $340.
You have to pay if you break a window?
Yeah.
Man, you must go to fancy places. If I had to pay every time I broke something, I dang sure couldn't afford to go play golf, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a bad tendency of getting lazy and laying and just keeping I don't even have a slice. I just hit it dead right. I club it right when I get tired. And that normally happens at about the 7th hole. I tell my friends that I do play with periodically, I would much rather just play 9 holes of golf. It's just out on the course. It's just I have no patience with people. When they're slow, it drives me bananas.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand why people have to think about golf. If you're not really, really good, you shouldn't have to think about it. Just hit the ball, dog. Like,
Just hit the ball.
That's
That's it.
move on, man. What are you doing?
Come on, man. We're trying to hit the beer cart here.
You know, I don't get it. I used to tell people, because I was a coach. I mean, do you think about every pass that you make in basketball? And the answer is no. You're playing the game.
Yeah.
So tempo, you can slow the game down, but it's still a flow of the game. Why is golf so mental? And I realize that if you get off, you can't hit and you get mad at yourself. But like the wind is 2 miles unless you're good, that don't matter, dude. It could be a tsunami. If you're not any good, you're not any good. Anyway,
do you know who Tim Clark is?
I do.
Yeah. So he's
I met Tim about 12 or 13 years ago.
Okay. All right. Oh, Nick's back. We'll continue this conversation.
Awesome, man. Okay, so Nick, my name is Mitch. I'm the corporate trainer for Mock Central. Essentially, that just means I have a really large territory. Right now, I do training from Salt Lake City to Memphis, Tennessee, south. I grew up in Texas, greater Houston area, Beaumont, Southeast Texas. I've worked in Dallas a lot. I've worked with the Gunn stores in San Antonio. That's where I know Gunn from. So when I heard Gunn Nissan in Denton, I was like, cool, man. I'm familiar with them. And I'll bring up a product maybe a little later in this that they use pretty well in San Antonio. So tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a former teacher and coach. I taught history and math and coached middle school and high school football, basketball, and track. So
every Texas coach always teaches history and math.
There you go. I think they make you do that. Couple of reasons. One, all the old ladies coach or teach English, so you don't get to do that. And then you got to be really smart to teach science, so that that knocks out about 80% of us coaches. So when I switched from that to the car business, I had a newborn who is now 22 years old. She graduates from college next month. So that's how long I've been in the business of this. So a few years ago, I wrote this a playbook for Mock Central. The motto is on your screen above: one vendor, one message, one goal. And I think this kind of ties in maybe with some of the stuff that you said earlier. So the reason that this is our motto, not sure if you know, and I'm not here to sell you on anything. I'm not a commission salesperson. My company would love for me to do that, but we've always just kind of steered clear from it. But I'm not sure if you're aware, but did you know that Anthony can sell you almost anything at your dealership? We sell coffee, Gatorade, oil, brake fluid, lifts, a Zamboni, and brooms. We sell everything. But he probably hasn't sold you everything. He probably hasn't shared with you, yeah, man, you know, I can get you that chair. I can get you a chair mat. Because oftentimes what people do is they kind of get into the habit of, man, I go to Denton and this is what I work on. I speak to Nick and this is what I work on. And what that does to me is it causes what I call a routine. And what a routine is for me is doing the same thing and getting the same results, but maybe not the best results. So what I always challenge folks is to be that one vendor for your dealership. If you can provide everything for a dealership, obviously you're going to sell a lot more. But the reason that I bring it up is, are you being the one vendor for your client? And what I mean by that is, if they're thinking about getting an oil change, they probably think about you. If they got a recall on their car, they're probably thinking about you. If they have a warranty work that needs to be done, or a customer pay if their air conditioner goes out, they're probably thinking about you. But are they thinking about you when they want to get a remote for their battery on their garage door opener? Are they thinking about you when they wash a car? Are they thinking about you when they want to get a detail to take their lady out for the weekend? Are you that one vendor for your client, or are you pigeonholing yourself? Second thing about being one vendor to me. Now, again, excuse my ignorance. I do not know a lot about the process that you guys go through every day. But are you being that one vendor for that entire family? And what I mean by that is if the dad drives an Altima, are you asking, so your daughter's 17, what does she drive? And he says, oh, she's got a little Chevy. And you say, well, I just want to share with you, we can do oil changes on that Chevy. Are you being the one vendor for every family member that comes into Denton Nissan? That's what I want to challenge you to at least think about if you want to be that or not. Next, one message. What's your message? What makes you so special? Why wouldn't I go to the other 4 people that work next to you? How are you selling yourself? What message do you deliver to your customers? Hopefully I can just maybe spark some interest on that throughout this. And then finally, one goal. Why'd you come to work today? Hopefully it was to make money. Now look, I want to help people big time, but I don't want to do it for free. So hopefully you're coming to make some money. I think the best way to make money is what you said earlier. It's not to sell 10 things to one person. It's to sell one thing to 10 people. Now, I know you said it a little bit differently, but I can't agree with you more, Nick. I am not about like trying to club somebody over the head and make a ton of gross on one customer in one day. I don't want to do that. What I want to do is make a customer for life. I would like to say I'd like to make a friend for life, but I don't make many friends. So maybe you're a little better at that than me. I'm kind of rough on people, but like, what's your goal? I heard that you guys have a contest goal. I love goals. At the end of this, I'm gonna give you 3 things to think about with goals. Last thing before we really get beginning in earnest with this. And I go from teaching to preaching. So when I have my screen up, I'm teaching. When I don't, I'm mostly preaching. So let me preach to you for a minute. You don't have to do one thing I say. I am not your boss in any capacity, man. I'm not looking to be. So you can take what I give you and go throw it in the trash. I don't give a shit. However, what I want to do is just plant a seed or 2. If I can plant a seed or 2 about your thought process, or heaven forbid, a service that you can sell, to me, it's a win. And small incremental success, I'm a small guy. I'm looking for small incremental success. Hopefully we can get there. So let me go back to teaching. So this, if you want to get better, is the fastest way to get better at any job. So I see you don't have notes. You don't have to take notes throughout this. I'm going to, if you want to write things down or jot down on your phone, you can. But this is the fastest way to get better, this little exercise. So what I share with folks, I want you to think about the word that best describes what makes you valuable. Now you can think of it in the context of this job, like what makes you a good service advisor or what made you a good parts guy. But what I really want to challenge you to think about, and I'm not going to ask you your word, it's personal. What I'd rather you think about, though, is what makes you a good father, a good son, a good guy to go to the Rangers game with, or to get in a fight with at a pool hall. What is your essence? Okay. Think about that while I give you my story. What my word is and how I use it for work. My word is energy. When I go into a situation, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be the most energetic fella in the room. Now, there's reason for that. It's because I have no skills, Nick. I can't do shit. My dad is a man's man. He can fish and hunt, make sausage out of a wild boar. He can hang drywall and hook up a generator when our lights go out. Me, I can't do anything, man. I didn't listen to my dad when he was young. My dad taught my brother how to be a man. My brother's a man too. I always call them men's men or outside dogs. I wish I could be a ladies' man. I didn't even really pay attention to that. I stayed inside. I cooked food with my mom. I played video games. I just wasted my time all day. Now, because of that, I got gaps. And what I mean by gaps is if you don't know how to do shit, you tend to be left behind a lot of times. So what I do to overcome that is I bring the energy. So when I have a bad day at work, and I don't have many, but when I do, if I reflect on my day, if I'm honest with myself, it's because I didn't bring it. I just kind of half-assed my way through the day and I got half-assed results. So whatever word you thought about, if it's trustworthy, if it's honesty, if it's customer service, like you shared with me before, your strength of being an advisor. Are you showing the very best version of Nick to every single customer. If you do that more tomorrow than you did today, then today was a success. And when you have a bad day, you have a customer who just wouldn't be pleased, or you have a boss who kicks you in the stomach for whatever reason. What I want to challenge you to do is whatever your essence is, whatever that word is, the very next person that you go speak with, that you show them the very best version of you. If you do that, success will find you. Cool? Questions, comments, concerns about being the best Nick you can be? Anthony, same thing for you. Be the best Anthony you can be. Now, one of the things that I like to share with people at the beginning of my training process is vocabulary. So I shared with you that I'm a teacher. I was a big vocabulary guy because I sucked at being a teacher. However, as I got older, I did realize something. A lot of people say it's not what you say, it's how you say it. That ain't real. It's what you say and how you say it. So I want to challenge you. I'm not going to go through this entire sheet because today is just a little highlight. But are you pitching the positive or are you pitching the negative? So let me ask you, Nick, why should I, if my brakes are down to 3 millimeters, why should I do a brake job today?
Why?
Yeah, why should I do it today? What if I say, man, I'll just wait till next time? Why should I do it today?
Because they might not come back next time.
What does that mean?
That I didn't win them over as a customer today.
Oh, no, I'm saying I'm your customer and I tell you, I don't want to do that today. I want to do it next time. Why should I do brakes today?
No clue.
Yes, you do. What can happen? What can happen if I don't do it? What will happen if I do it? Here's the reason that I challenge you. You don't have to answer. See, most people will say if you don't do brakes today, bad things can happen. You could go metal to metal. You could ruin your rotors. You could get into an accident. See, that's pitching the negative. What I want to do is I want to reward action. I want to give the customer a reason to say yes. So let me answer my own question. You know why getting a brake job today is a good idea? Because you'll stop better. See, that's the essence of brakes, is stopping. I don't talk to people about how much wear is on something. I don't talk about resurfacing rotors or what that means. What I can do is I cut to the chase. By doing a brake job here today at Gunn Nissan, your car is going to stop better. Everybody likes that. So see how it's pitching, it's pitching the positive, it's rewarding action. Instead of saying, look, dude, if you don't do it today, it's going to cost you more later. See, what that's doing is punishing inaction. I don't want to punish people. I want to reward people. And with that, I want to pitch the positive. So let me go back to my screen. This is one of my faves. Nick, Anthony, both of you, because it works for Mach too. Do you ever give anybody a price quote? Anthony, you ever say, I'll get some prices for that?
Yes. And
Yeah,
no.
you do. Yes,
Yeah,
you do.
yeah, I'll do it. But I usually
Damn
don't.
sure do. Nick, what?
Yeah, I do.
What do you do, Anthony?
Well, I'll do a price comparison. So if I have
Yes. Yeah.
if I
Hey,
have-
Nick, did you hear what word he said? Price comparison.
Yeah.
How do you say it? If I asked you, how much are your brake pads? What would you say?
The cost.
Yeah, you'd say the cost. I don't want to use either one of those words. Here's why. If I share with you guys, and I'm not role playing here, this is true. It's my 25th wedding anniversary this year. And as a teacher, I didn't make a lot of money. So when, I was just about to be a teacher, I didn't have any money really for a wedding ring for my wife. So what I did is I put $100 on a 4-team parlay and I won $1,000. And then I borrowed $500. That's how I paid for it. But it's our 25th anniversary. Thankfully, God does bless me. I've done pretty well with this. So I'm gonna buy her a new ring and it's gonna be pretty pricey. Am I paying a little for it or a lot?
A lot.
A lot. If I share with you guys that my grandfather fought in a costly battle in World War II, did a few people die or a lot?
A few.
A few? If it's costly, it was a costly battle, that means a few to you?
Yeah.
Okay. And it doesn't to most. See, when you tell somebody that something's costly or something's pricey, they think it's expensive. Same word with premium. I don't like using premium. Like if you're giving a menu presentation, premium, people think it's expensive. People think insurance premiums. All those are negative words. So what I want to challenge you guys to do is to give me the total or total investment. See, not a lot of people want to spend money, but those same people might not mind investing money in their car. One more vocabulary word today. Nick, what do you call the guys and gals that work on cars at Gunn Nissan?
Certified technicians.
There you go. Took the words right out of my mouth. Why is it important, Anthony, for Nick to share with people that the folks that work on cars at Gunn Nissan are certified?
Because it shows that they went to school and had all the training necessary to say that that's wrong with their car.
Hey, man, the higher the title you can give the person giving that diagnosis, the better. Okay. So if they're master certified, say it. If they're specialists, say it. And if they're not certified, again, I don't want you to lie. You can just say that they're Nissan trained, because if they've been to a meeting, then they have been trained. Because see, I think people come to Gunn Nissan not to do oil changes. I think they come to your dealership to do services, a 5,000 mile service, a 10,000 mile service. See, a service is much different. It's much more thorough. It's much more advanced than an oil change. So are we talking up those things? Are we talking up those items? So as we get to know each other, if we go through another class or two, one of the things that I want to do is I want to hear you pitch products. I want to see if you're using that positive language. The more positive language that you can give to a customer, the better off we're going to be. Let me go back to teaching. Next, Nick, talk to me about what's your walk around at Gunn Nissan. I've never been there. What do you do during your walk around?
I walk around, look at the tire depths. I look at, see if there's any damage on the vehicle.
What if you find some damage? What's your strategy?
Like body damage or wheel damage? Tire damage?
Yeah, just like a little door ding. We'll just go like a little door ding. What's your solution?
We actually have a company that comes out every Tuesday, and depending on how big it is, like if it's just like a little door ding,
yes, sir.
You have a ruler. It's on a plastic laminate. You can go up to the dent and see how much it would actually cost for the customer to get that topped out.
That's awesome. Reason I brought it up, you're doing so on anything that we see negative on the vehicle. I don't want to just use it as a CYA, like, oh man, hey girl, I didn't do that, or it wasn't us who hit that curb. Anything negative, I want to bring up a positive solution. So that's awesome. How long do you spend outside? Just like, what's your average walk around time?
I try to stay less than 5 minutes.
Cool, man. That's a very thorough walk around. I don't train to that because sometimes it's difficult to get people to spend that much time outside with your vehicle. So if you're spending that much time, then I think you're doing a really good job investing in your customer with that. Are you selling wipers outside? Is that a part of your current strategy?
So right now is the way that I do it, because we have the hang tags that we put on every vehicle. If it's express service, I put it in the windshield wiper. If the windshield wiper tears when I put my tag in it, that's when I try to sell it.
Okay. So neat. No, it's a strategy. I mean, I don't use that, but no, it sounds like it works for you. That's cool.
Because if it tears whenever you put a tag in it, it can tear in a high rainstorm. So
certainly,
just kind of preemptively letting the customer know.
Do you guys have specific items that you what I call pre-sell or sell on the drive or sell at your kiosk, or do you guys mostly sell after the multi-point? Like, what's your strategy?
So it varies between customers. I mean, some customers you got there handing the menu and they're like, yeah, I want to do the whole entire 60K service, or I want to do the whole entire 30K service. But some customers look at the menu and look at it and like, oh, okay, I'll do this. Or there's customers that are visual people that, because we send them a video, they'll look at everything.
Ooh, yeah, we'll go over that video next. That's cool. So walk around, a couple of my tips. I'll go to share screen. And again, this is just more for you to learn. We're not asking to take notes today. So one of the things I like to do is get customer in the car. I feel that this is often skipped. A lot of times we get, and again, I'm saying that I would like to get this accomplished 70% of the time. No walk around is going to happen 100% of the time. But seriously, I would strive to try to get it 70% of the time. I want to get the customer back in the car. One of the things that I always like to plant the seed with people is anything you hear, see, touch, or smell in a walk around, I want the customers hearing, seeing, touching, smelling. I talk about the walk around being sensuous. So I like for all those senses to happen. So again, I want to get the customer in the car to keep them engaged. Also, I don't want to do a walk around after the customer leaves, because often if we find something, we'll call that customer back. Hey, Mrs. Customer, I noticed in your vehicle when I started it up that the check engine light was on, and she could easily respond with, well, it wasn't on when I brought it there. And now we got a whole can of worms. So I want anything that the customer, anything I can show them, I want them to experience. So the first thing, I want to get the customer in the car. My second tip, I want to start the vehicle. And at startup, I want to be listening and looking. So Nick, do you have them fire up the vehicle when you're standing there?
I usually have the vehicle continuously running when they're on the drive.
Yeah, okay, very common. Reason that I like to start up the vehicle is so often things can only be heard or seen at startup. So if the car's running, I do like to shut it off for 10 or 15 seconds and then fire it up. Things that I'm listening for, squeaky belts, slow cranks, things like that. What I share with people, and I don't think that I need to go into depth with you, what I don't want to sell things on the drive. What my preference is setting up many things. You shared with me earlier, you have a little trepidation about like offering people 10 or 12 or 15 things because you don't want to come off too salesy. You know, honestly, I'm with you on that. But what I want to do is make sure that we're planting a bunch of seeds. So at startup, I'm listening, I'm looking. One of the places that I'm looking is in the back seat. I'm looking for some clue that I could talk to you about something other than cars. Both of you guys are car guys, so you can probably talk a lot of that car stuff with people. I'm not, so I'm looking for clues. I'm looking for baby seats. I'm looking for sporting equipment. I'm looking for anything that I can talk to them about, anything other than me. Little tip with baby seats, just to make sure that you guys are thinking outside the box. I never ask people if their kids are in the vehicle, because a lot of times baby seats just aren't for, you know, your personal kids. It could be grandkids. You could transport other people's children. And sometimes kid conversations can go off the rails a little bit and people can become emotional. So I use that to talk about safety items. I pitch safety stuff to people, but that's something that I wanted to share with you. Also, Nick, what I like to do when they start up the vehicle and where I'm looking, I like to look at the radio. And the reason that I'm looking at the radio, my wife has a very eclectic music tastes. And I like to mention that my wife listens to music just like that. And it has nothing to do with the music itself. A study was done in 2018 from Boston University that men with families are trusted more than men without families. So I like to drop the line that I'm married. It eases people's tension. And if you're not married, you can talk about your mother, your brother, your father, anything that makes them feel that you're a part of a family makes them trust you more. And to me, that's selling yourself without coming off as some kind of weirdo. See what I mean? Any questions so far? Next. I want them to turn their wheels to the left, okay? You can ask them for feeling, if they have any binding, but the reason that I'm doing this is I want to get a big view of the tire, and turning the wheels to the left, you're going to get a nice inside tread depth view here in a minute. But again, I mean, old school stuff, you might hear power steering pump whining to sell something like that, while it's not very likely. But this is a good one for suspension noises. So Nick, I'll just ask you, I turn my wheels to the left, you hear a popping noise, what would you say?
I mean, there's a bunch of things that it could be. I mean,
I don't want you to diagnose it, brother. I just want to hear what you would say. I'm sitting in my Altima. I turn my wheels to the left. There's a popping noise. What would you say?
I'm not going to diagnose. I'm going to have one of my technicians diagnose in the shop.
Close. You're a certified technician. Reason that I asked. It's often a missed. In role playing, it's missed a shitload, but in real life, it's even missed some too. First thing that I want to counsel you on doing when you hear stuff auditory is making sure that the customer hears exactly what you hear. Oftentimes, especially with an older guy like me, I start hearing shit that really ain't there, or I'm hearing something because of tinnitus or whatever in my ears. So just if you hear something, make sure that I hear it. And also, don't tell me anything's wrong. And I don't want to put words in your mouth. You didn't use those words, but like, don't ever say, yeah, there's something wrong. We don't know if something's wrong. It might not be normal and we might need to do something, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong. Again, I want to talk about the positives. But again, turning the wheels to the left can set up a lot of suspension sales that often go ignored during a walk around. Next, here's what I like to do. I like to use the windshield wipers, especially if I have a automatic car wash, like if y'all wash cars at all, if you run through things. I like to use the wipers on the drive. I think using the wipers gives a very good visual to the customer, and it's just a lot easier to sell. Currently, you look at them, you see if they're torn. Do you ever just sell them right there on the drive?
Yeah.
All right, so let's do it your way first. You see that my wipers are torn? Sell me some wipers.
I mean, it's what I mean. What I tell my customers is, hey, I mean, your wipers are torn. You're not getting as much wiping away of the.
Yeah, dude, my wipers. No, you're right. My wipers look like shit. The other night I was drinking and driving. I barely made it home. Sell me some wipers.
I mean, that's what I tell them. I mean, like, you're
Okay,
not getting as much as
okay.
to get out of the
All right.
wiper.
All right, let me go back. Because you've used the word twice that I don't like. I don't like to use the word tell. Nobody likes to be told what to do. It's a negative word. I've replaced that in my vocabulary with share. Just wanted to share that with you because you've told me something twice as a customer. Okay, look, the setup. All right, and I'm gonna go back to athletics because I'm an idiot and that's all I really know well. So much of sales is about the setup, the plan of what we're gonna say. So I've devised a little plan on how to sell anything. So let me go back to my teaching on wipers. What I want to share with the customer is number one, what? Number two, how much? Number three, when ready. Number four, authorization. So watch. Hey, Nick, I noticed that your wipers are torn. We need to replace that with a new set of wipers. They're going to be $49.98. We're going to do that while we do your oil change. All I need is your authorization. That's how to sell wipers. That's it. My way, I like to get them to use the windshield wipers. When they're in the car, I walk around to the front, driver's quarter panel, and I do this. This is universal for hit your windshield washer fluid. Everybody gets it right. Hey, man, you mind hitting your washer fluid? It looks like shit. I walk over to the door and I point to the windshield. I say, yeah, we need to get you some wipers today. They're $49.98. We could do it while we do your other service. All I need is your authorization. You share with people, what do they need? How much is it? When's it going to be ready? All I need is your authorization. That's going to come in handy here in a minute. That's how I like to sell wipers. If you don't want to use them on the drive, if you don't have any way to wash the car, because some people do get particular about their car, you can do it via inspection, but the close is going to be the same thing. This is what you need. This is how much it is. When's it going to be ready? All I need is your authorization in that order. Let me go back. I then ask them how many miles are on their vehicle. I like the customer to state it. Here's why. You can easily just read the miles your damn self. You're standing right at the door. You could get the miles. I want the customer to say the miles because it's mental. The more miles are on the vehicle, the more they expect to spend. So it's a little psychological warfare that I get with the customers. So even if I see in big old grandma print, they got 74,000 miles on it, I'm gonna say, hey, how many miles you got on this sucker? How many miles you got on this beast? Awesome. Cool. And then it also sets up all that menu stuff and menu sales that you were sharing with me earlier. So that's cool. Finally, I'm going to ask them to shut the vehicle off. I'm going to show them something on the tires. So, Nick, what are some of the things that you like on tires to show people?
Tread depth.
Tread depth's good. Do you use a color-coded tread depth gauge?
Yep.
Good. I like that. More you can say green, yellow, red, the better. Idiots like me don't know 30 seconds is either. So green, yellow, red's cool. How about nitrogen? Do y'all use that there?
No.
Okay. I like wear bars, rim repair, definitely rotate alignment and balance stuff. What's your current balance strategy? How do you offer balances to a customer?
I mean, the only way that I would really offer it is whenever they're getting an alignment.
Okay, cool. No, that's a piggyback sale to me. So I did piggyback. Piggyback's cool if you're gonna balance tires while you're doing alignment. That's awesome. Do you guys do alignments annually, or do you do it? Do you have an alignment machine or rack? Like, what's your alignment strategy?
We have a alignment machine on the drive that we check alignments.
Cool. Do you have to clamp the stuff to it, or is it a drive over?
Clamp.
Okay, cool. So green, yellow, red when it comes out the printer, like a hunter machine. Okay, cool. Yeah, I dig that. Cool. So piggybacking balances with alignments, that's cool too. Neat. Well, it doesn't sound like I need to preach to you much about the beauty of a walk around. If you are spending a few minutes outside, I think that's very sufficient. Use your time wisely. Try to sell yourself. Are some of the tips. Again, I do like to start up the vehicle. I do like the customer to get in the vehicle and kind of be with me through the walk around, but I think that's a good point. Anthony, anything you want to add on walk arounds before we move on?
No.
Cool. Next. Let's set up that video multi-point inspection. Okay, so you write me up. I'm here for oil change, tire rotation. You sell me an alignment and balance. So far I'm at oil change, alignment and balance. You write me up, I sign off, I give you my text number to text me, email, you can send me anything. What do you say? What is your get the hell out of here speech? I share with you, I don't need a ride, my daughter's here, we're gonna go kick it with her little jack-legged boyfriend. What you need anything from me before I bounce? What speech do you usher me out the door with?
All right, well, if that's it, I'll go ahead and get it rolling.
Okay, I'm gonna maybe go fishing just a little bit here. So what I like to do is I like to share with people what's gonna happen next. Right now, my car's on the drive. I'm inside at your kiosk or your desk or whatever your business method is. I'm about to leave and my car is going to be parked for a little bit in all likelihood. And then it's gonna go into the shop and someone's gonna look at it and they're gonna do stuff. So what I like to share with people is the next step of the process. And the next step to me is sharing with them that one of my certified technicians is going to do a multi-point inspection on their vehicle. They're going to look at stuff like your brakes and your tires. Everything they look at on this video multi-point inspection, they're going to grade on a green, yellow, red scale. And if any items come up in yellow or red, can I give you a call? That kind of sets up that sale and that video multi-point inspection. What platform do you guys use to cut videos?
Quick video.
Sweet. All right. I work with quick videos, so that's good. So are you watching the videos before you call the customer?
No, so the customer gets the video the same time we get the video.
Oh, no, I do. Yes, I realize that.
Yeah.
So are you watching the videos?
I watch the videos, yeah.
Cool. The reason that I mentioned watching the videos is oftentimes you can pick up on clues again that maybe you didn't see during the walk around that you can use in your presentation. So I like that. What do you think of the quality of y'all's videos? How are your guys doing?
I think they're good. Other than some back noise that we get every now and then, but other than that, it's fine. Everything is fine.
Yeah, that's cool. I really like the video multi-point inspection. I think it works well with idiots like me on how to spend money. I got a whole class about videos and how to stage the videos. Those videos are really, really important. I've seen a nice bump in gross on the stores that are using them. How long have you guys had Quick Video?
No clue. Before I started.
Oh, cool. So they should be seasoned veterans at it. That's awesome. Bill pay and okaying the recommendations. Y'all good to go? You should share that with the customer as well so they can have those expectations, you know,
So
during this
no-
video. What was
So
that?
they can't pay over Quick Video. They actually have to pay us in person. But they can't text us.
So, okay, we've tied a different program to that. So we have a bill pay option, but if you don't have it, that's cool. I do like to reference that video to set those expectations with the customer. I think that's cool. Before we move on to some of the stuff that we talk about after the video, you spoke about menus. What's
Okay,
on
I'll
your
be right back.
Okay,
Sorry.
do you think what are the type of things that are on your menu? Like, I don't know how extensive it is. Like, what do y'all sell menu wise?
Any service that we provide, fuel injection service, top engine decar, brake service, coolant, anything that we sell is going to be on that menu on at least one interval.
Cool. Well, what's interesting about that then, I'm going to skip forward. Like, you guys don't do at least my AC services. What do you have any AC products on that menu?
Yes, we have the Nuva Air.
Oh, cool. Okay, Nuvenair. I like that. That's neat. I'm just gonna jot that down. When do you guys offer that on your menu, or is it just a la carte?
Yeah, customers usually call for it whenever their AC that they feel is that their AC is not performing as it should.
Yes, sir.
I try to sell it. Say, hey, rather if the AC doesn't blow at all, like if the AC doesn't blow, yeah, we need to get in and diagnose it. But if you think that, if you want your AC to blow a little bit colder, if not, if you do want to blow a little bit colder, because I know it's about to start coming up on the warmer side of town now, since we're getting into May, June, all that hot stuff. I try to sell it now rather than try to sell it in the middle of June when there's a possible problem with their AC, rather than actual AC just additive.
Yes, sir. I guess they're not really sister stores if they're all the way in San Antonio, so I'll call them your cousin stores. Your cousin store sells Arctic Blast. Are you familiar with this? Yeah. So are y'all selling this?
I tried to sell either or, whichever one that the customer feels like they want to get. I'm not going to say, hey, you need to get this one over this one or this one over that. What's
your personal story about either one of those? How have they affected your personal car?
I haven't used them on my personal car.
Okay.
But I have had good and bad with both. So it's either or.
Okay. So one of the things that I want to encourage you, any of the services that you want done to your vehicle or one of your loved ones' vehicles, get with Anthony. We'll do them totally for free. I would love for you to have a personal testimony about it. Nuvenair is good. I normally talk about AC evaporator core cleaning services. I think it's a little more thorough, but I don't care if you like Nuvenair, pitch it. Arctic Blast to me is my favorite because of how quickly it can be administered to the vehicle. So it's my favorite. Although Nuvenair can be used over and over and over again, and Arctic Blast is just a one-shot thing. So just a strategy. I would like to get Arctic Blast into every vehicle and then do Nuvenair over and over and over again. But that's my strategy. Brakes. When do you guys do your first brake fluid exchange? And I'm gonna take my notes because I want to write this down.
First 20K.
20K, cool. You guys do a good job of selling brake fluid. I mean, y'all sell shit like 80 a month, I think. I had that pulled up just a while ago. How many did you guys do? Yeah, you did 72 in March. I don't have your April numbers obviously yet. So out of all those brake fluid exchanges, how many folks have you shared our warranty with?
The 3-year 36 on it?
No. So you asked earlier, like what sets us apart from Bardol or I think that's who you said was Bardol. So any service of mine, any fluid exchange that's done prior to 100,000 miles, the customer gets a 30,000 mile warranty of up to $4,000 of coverage for essentially anything that fluid touches. So like brake calipers warranty runs out at what, 36,000 on an
Yep.
Altima? Yeah. So at 42,000 miles, if my caliper takes a crap, I have to pay for it. If you do a brake fluid exchange, Mach pays for it. What's concerning is that, 100 people a month are buying services from you guys, and we're not sharing that coverage with them. So what ends up happening is a customer will leave, they'll drive to Fort Worth for the weekend, break down, get something fixed in Fort Worth, spend $900 because they didn't know we had a warranty. So
Yeah.
the thing that I would like to encourage you to do is to get our warranty brochure. And when someone purchases the service, just circle the service that they bought and write down when their warranty expires and just hand it to them and say, look, throw this in your glove compartment. You may have coverage, and just let them know.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, that's how I was. The oil additive that Bardol has, it's a big part. It's the oil additive in the fuel additive.
Yeah. Why aren't we doing those there?
We don't have them.
Okay, well, I'm gonna write that down. Oil ad and fuel ad. So just to talk to you briefly about that. I'm just putting that in my notes to go over. Okay, so our oil additive is pictured here. It is a friction modifier, just goes into a new oil change. Very basic. This comes with, it's an oil additive. They're not very different. Ours comes with a 10,000 mile warranty. You can get this to up to $6,000 of coverage, depending on how soon they do that. And here's a picture of.
Let's say a customer with 99,000 miles comes in.
Yes.
So that takes it all the way up to 109,000, right?
Yes. And then you can do it again and extend the warranty as often as you want. It's just the first service has to be done prior to 100,000 miles.
Okay.
So it should become a retention tool for you and your customers.
Yeah, because I didn't know that. That was one of the first things I asked when I started. So I started in last August. I asked because that's what Bardol had down there in Chevy, but I didn't know we had it here. If we had it here, I'd be selling it.
To tell you the truth, Nick, I don't think you do have it there. I don't. We're gonna get with Anthony when he sits down and see if he can share that with you guys and add it to your repertoire. And I would, it's the easiest item to offer on a menu. So that's where I would like to put it.
It just gets done while the oil change is being done.
Exactly. No, it's outstanding. So I'm glad that you have a history of it. And again, if you want to see those in action on your own vehicle, if you have fewer than 100,000 miles, you can write a ticket on yourself. We'll give you the product and you can get a free warranty on your car or truck.
Yeah, I got 102,000, but.
Oh, doggone it. Coolant. When do you guys offer your first coolant service? And I'm taking notes.
I have to take a look at this. I have to take a look at it, but I believe it's at 45 or 50.
Okay. So on the coolant service, it is your coolant and my additives. I just always feel that I have to say that because sometimes people get a little weird about their coolant. So it is y'all's coolant. You are currently not getting gear oil from me, so we'll skip that one. Power steering. This is what is pictured is an old school power steering unit with hydraulic fluid. We do have electronic power steering fluid that would work for a couple of your units. Again, warranty on these is 30,000 miles. There are 2 tiers of coverage. I have an entire class about warranty. We ought to do it. It takes about 20 minutes before work and everybody can do it at once. But this covers power steering pump and racks. Fuel. If you do the fuel additive or the induction or the injector service, it comes with a 15,000 mile warranty. When do you guys do your fuel service? What interval?
30,000.
Yeah, so that's a very common response. If we're doing fuel services every 30K, we need to add the fuel additive to your arsenal, and we need to offer that at 45. So you would do a big service at 30, a fuel additive at 45, and a big service at 60. So the customer would not have any gaps in their coverage, and they would be able to keep that warranty going at a slightly smaller investment. So we'll talk to them about that. We have a chemical that's directly formulated for direct inject engines. That's the fuel additive that I would share with you guys, because most of your vehicles are direct inject now. Let me go back here and see. Yeah, here's our direct inject service, but we have a direct inject service, and then we have just a direct inject tank additive. So yeah, we ought to offer a couple of items. We ought to fill some of those gaps. I think, something that I shared, or you shared with me earlier, that you didn't want to, come off too salesy or whatever. It's certainly a fine line between overselling and underselling. The thing that I've noticed since COVID is that we've had so many choices taken away from us. And I think right now customers are starved for choices. I think they want choices. I don't think you have to sell anybody anything. I just think we ought to offer more things to customers and just allow them to make the choice. Very similar to the additives, different AC products. Even like windshield treatment. Do you use Rain-X or Aquapel when you sell wipers?
No, we use like the actual wiper brand is Nissan brand.
No, sir. Like no, not the wipers. Although I sell wipers, that's not like we have a waxy like substance that you can put on the windshield, and you get a terry cloth rag and you wipe it off. It helps beat up water so well that you barely even need to use your wipers. It's just another item that you could offer your customer. What I like to do is, if you have glass doors, which most people do, of going into their office, I like to treat a part of the window with it and leave another part untreated, have a little squirt bottle and just go psh, 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 and show people how it affects your vision. See, I don't think that's selling anybody anything. It's just a product that we offer that a customer might get a benefit from. They might like it. I just think that we need to expand our choices, because here I'm gonna pull up your revenue report again and share with you what one of my concerns is. Okay, let me share screen. Okay, so I don't know how well you can see this, but like, you guys do a pretty good job with fuel. We're sporadic with coolant. We do a good job in brake, but we're not doing any AC services. We offer Nissan fluid, and I understand why, but the customer doesn't get a warranty with it. We don't do nearly as many transmission services on those, and it's a very expensive transmission. I do a lot of these at Group 1 stores, transmission exchanges with the CVD fluid, and I know y'all have a bunch of different fluids. So I really believe that if we were to expand our offerings to the customer and give them more opportunity to get a warranty on their vehicle, that we'd sell more and have happier customers. But I think we ought to start with the oil additive and fuel additive, like you shared. You've used it before. I think based on y'all's numbers, you could be good at selling it again. So I'll bring that up to Anthony before we go. In the future, if you want to do anything, I'd love to hear your pitch and just talk to you about word choice and how to build up to the sale. Again, what do they need? How much is it? When's it going to be ready? All I need is your authorization. Very universal, cool closing strategy that we can use with customers. The warranty itself, that's a class. We could get together again. It takes about 20 minutes. I can share with you all the ins and outs of the warranty, so you're able to speak intelligently to your customers about it. And how to use it as a way to overcome objections when somebody says no. That's how I like to use it. Those are some of the things maybe if we meet in the future, we can discuss. What else? What can I give you today? What info can I give you today before you leave and go back to work that will help you in any way? Anything else you need?
Not really. I mean, everything that we've gone over has been helpful. But yeah, like I said at the beginning, I don't feel like I should have to. And I don't. Like I said, I'm not really salesy. If the customer wants to do it, it's a choice. If they want to do it, I give them their options. We can do one.
Oh, okay. Well, so long as you do what you just said. So let's go back to the windshield wipers real quick, because I don't want you to think that I'm like real salesy. You're not giving your customers the option to treat their windshield, right? You're not currently doing that.
No.
Are you selling them if you say we have windshield treatment and show them what it does?
Not selling it, but you're showing them how it is done. And if they're like, oh well, not today, I'll come back, and then that's when the kind of salesy kind of
Okay. Well, cool. Okay. Well, then on that note, all I want to do is offer options. I only have one comeback. If somebody says no to one of my fluid exchanges, I come back with the warranty. I say, hey, wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't share with you. By taking advantage of this today, you get coverage that right now you don't have. I just want to make sure that you're aware of it. That's it.
The menus that we have now, they are pretty outdated.
Yes, sir.
And they do need to be
I'll
updated.
write that down. Yeah. And definitely if we add any product, we definitely need to update those menus.
The only thing that I would say to put on the menu is the different warranties that are on there.
No doubt. Yeah, that's paramount. We really need to do that now. Even if we don't add anything, we need to add that verbiage to it.
Yeah, because I mean, what we did at the Chevy dealership is that every customer got a menu.
Yes, sir.
The way that I did it, I got the pamphlet. It's a free folder. I put my business card on the inside of it, folded it up, and then here's this. It shows you everything that you need. It shows all the warranties that come with everything that you do buy. And that's any service that you do, you get that for that mileage. So let's say we do a transmission service at 30, then you would get the transmission coverage for the next 30 until 60.
That's right.
That's how it was down there.
Yes, that's how it needs to be where you currently are. So I definitely have that in my notes as something to attack. Today I want to get on it now. So, well, cool, man.
That's really the only thing I had, other than the menus are what I feel is because I'm a very visual and hands-on type of guy. So if I can get my hands on something and look at it, then I'm all about it. But if you're just telling me, oh well, you need this service, I'm like, no, man, it's okay, it's okay. And then you come back and say, oh hey man, I just want to tell you that you'll have a warranty. I was like, but if I don't see it in writing and I can't feel it in my hands, I don't believe it.
Yeah, what's worse to me than that is that we have hundreds of customers that are driving around that have a warranty and they don't know anything.
They don't know.
Yeah, I want to use the warranty to sell more product. I mean, that's easy. I dang sure want to just let someone know that they have coverage on something they already bought, So anyway.
I mean, even if like, let's say, even using it as a selling tool, even with the transmissions, with the CVT transmissions, you do it at 30,000 and you do it at 60,000 and it goes out at 70,000.
Yes.
Then you
big
have
deal.
that. You'll have a little bit more leeway because at 70,000, you're not in powertrain and you're not in basic. And if you didn't buy an extended warranty, you're footing the bill for a whole entire transmission that could cost $4,000 or $5,000. And
Very
I
costly.
don't know about you, but I don't always have $4,000 or $5,000 just laying around.
No, I don't keep it in my pants pocket very often either.
So I mean, that's the way that I think, is that if I can keep my customers bill less than $400, then I'm winning.
Yes, sir.
Because
Nah, man.
that's how much I look at it, as like, hey, I keep $400 around for anything that I need. So like, let's say,
Yes, sir.
if I go get my car service, say, hey, you need this done. Okay, keep it under $400 and get it done.
Yeah. Well, cool. All right. We'll get back to work. And if we can do anything, we'll let you know. And I have those notes because those are very good suggestions. So thanks for hanging out, man. I greatly appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
All right.
How'd you like it? Good. So are you setting the next one up? Hey, at 12:30, I need to pick up a dude on Mr. Mitch. Brent, would you like water?
No, thanks.
All right. Are we still live on you? Still live on you?
What's up, dog?
What's up? How you doing, Mitch?
He's a nice guy. I like him.
Yeah, man. That was some good stuff you got there.
So, thanks, man. A couple of things. One, he was asking about oil and fuel additives that he used them with Bardol in the past.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So that may be in a little entry into speaking with what was his name, Jason.
Yes, that'd be good.
And in the event that we do that, maybe we can freshen up their menu with those products and some verbiage about the warranty.
Okay.
And then do they all have warranty brochures?
Hey, I'm sorry. Jimmy Johns is calling me.
Do you think, man?
Sorry. Pull up.